Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be solving SOP equations, simplification of SOP or sum of product equations with don't care terms. Okay. In the last video, we have seen how to solve 3 and 4 variable K-map to simplify the SOP equations. Now the same thing we're going to do, but with slight addition to this question. That is, you have an additional term here, something called D. In some examples, they might also give it as phi of something, or in some examples, they might also write it as summation D of some numbers. Okay. So this part is called as don't care conditions, right? Don't care conditions are usually written or represented by X in the K map. Just like how you have binary numbers, zeros and ones, right? The don't care terms are represented with an X. What do they indicate? That is, you cannot predict what the output is. It can be either a zero or it can be a one. You cannot uh, precisely say whether the output is 1 or output is 0. So in the truth table, if you remember, you have some inputs here and there is some output. For some combinations, you don't know whether the system is going to give you a 1 or a 0. In such cases, since you cannot say exactly what is going to be the output, you say the output is don't care. You don't know. Okay. So you just put it as don't care. Right. So we'll see how to solve such problems using K-map. So here in this example, they've given us the is given as three variables f of a comma b comma c. Just okay. F of a comma b comma c, where the min terms are 0 comma 2 with don't care terms 1 comma 5. So for time being, first let's write the cell numbers 0 comma 2 as 1 as usual for SOP. So 0 and 2 will be 1. Now, additionally, we also have a don't care term in cell number 1 and cell number 5. So I'm going to change that. Don't care is represented by X, right? So in cell number 1 and 5, I'm going to put X, don't care terms. Now, how do we group it? The grouping condition remains same as I've always told. Always start with higher number group. But now what you can do is you have a help here. Now let's just say, I'll just include one more number so that it'll become very clear to you how to use this. I'll include three don't care terms, okay? So even three is don't care. Now let's just say if the don't care term is ignored for time being, I have ones in the corners. So usually what would you do? You don't have an option for octet. There is an option for quad. So there is only option for pair and you would end up grouping the ones in the corner in this way. And what would be the equation in that case? The equation, your final answer, there is only one possible group, right? Only the corners. That is one pair. Then the equation would be A bar, C bar. This would be your answer. Correct? But now in this question, apart from the regular min terms, they've given you don't care terms. So what you can do is you can take the help of this don't care and you can make a group of higher number of ones. You know, this X can be either a 0 or it can be a 1. You don't know, right? You don't know whether it is a 1 or a 0. So what you can do now is you can assume that this X is equal to 1 and you can make a quad instead of a pair. Okay, so you can take the help of this don't care, these two don't care terms and make this into a quad, assuming that X is 1. So whenever you're solving SOP equations with the don't care terms, you can assume the X as 1 wherever required and take the help of that X to make a bigger group. Okay, I hope this is clear now. What is the use of don't care terms? If you're solving SOP equations, you can assume the X as 1 wherever it is needed and you can use that X values to make a bigger group. Out of these three X in this given question, the X in cell number 1 and 3 can help make me get a bigger group, that is quad, instead of a pair. I'm not going to bother about 5, cell number 5. I don't want to cover the X. My aim is only to make sure that all the ones are covered in the group. Okay, so to help make me a bigger group, I can use the X in cell number 1 and 3, assume them as 1 and make this as a quad instead of just a pair. So if I take it as a quad, then my new equation is going to be from the row I have a bar, and since if I make a quad, all the columns will be combined, all the columns will be covered, no column variable will be left. It will be eliminated, which means I'm getting the answer as a bar. You see, by with pair, I was able to eliminate only one variable b, but with quad, I was able to eliminate two variables. So I'm reducing the complexity of the system. I'm reducing the number of gates required in the circuit. So this is more optimal, right? So with the help of don't care, I was able to make a bigger group. But the thing is, how did I make a bigger group? I assumed this X as 1 and I combined it. So this is the aid or the help that you get from the don't care terms. So you can assume those X as 1, which can help you get a bigger group. Okay. So I hope this is clear now. In this question, in this problem, the group that you're supposed to make will be take the help of these two X and make a quad. Okay. So this equation will be the row is A bar, all the columns are covered. So B bar, C bar gets cancelled. Your final answer will be A bar. Now please don't make a single and write the equation for this. This is not required. Your aim is only to cover the ones in the question. Even if there is some X left out, you forget about that. Use the X only if it is required. Only if it helps you to get a bigger group, you use it. Otherwise, you forget about that X. But make sure that all the ones are covered. Okay. So this is the 3 variable example with don't care. Next, we'll see an example on 4 variable K-map using don't care. Okay. So first I have to put the summation M normal terms for normal 1 for the min term. Okay. So that it is 1, 3, 6, 9, 11, and 30. So these are the ones given. The remaining here don't care terms, I have to put X in these numbers 0, 2, 5, 8, 10, and 14. Okay, so now you have to see how do you group it. Without the don't care terms, you will be getting only pairs or quad in this case. Okay, but with don't care, you have the option of assuming this X as 1 if it helps you to get a bigger group, right? So I can explain now. You just look at this top row, first row, and the last row. So they are the corners of the map, right? Which means I can take edges of the map, which means when I fold this vertically, the first row and the last row will become adjacent to each other. Correct? So I can group them as 1. I can assume this X in these two positions as ones, these corners as ones, and I can make this as a octet. This 4 and this 4 together become octet, right? If I didn't have this don't care, then I would have got only quad, right? But with octet, I will be able to reduce 3 variables. I will be able to reduce the complexity of the circuit. So this is how the X can help you to form a bigger group. So wherever possible, you can include the X and make a bigger group. You just think X is also 1 and you just make a bigger group. Okay. Then the output of this will be from first row to last row, the fixed value is B bar. Here all the columns are covered, so no column variable will be there. So this is the answer you get for this group. Now, what else is left out? There are 2 more ones that is left. Don't worry about the don't care. Okay. You don't have to make sure that all the X is covered. You have to only make sure that all ones are covered. So you have 2 more ones that is left. Just see how you can cover them. If I don't take the help of don't care, then this becomes a single, right? Which is not correct. I can assume the don't care as 1 and I can make this as a quad. I can take the help of this don't care and cover this 1 by making a bigger group, that is quad. Now please don't assume this 4 and this 4 as a octet, because I told you they have to be next to each other. Okay, so I cannot take this as octet, this becomes a quad. Similarly, to cover this 1, I can take the help of this x and make this as another quad. Okay, so this is how you can take the help of don't care terms. So write the equation for this. All rows are covered, so no row number, only the column value will be there. Here also all rows are covered, so there is no row variable, only column variable will be there. So finally your equation will be sum of these three terms. C bar D plus CD bar plus B bar. C bar D plus CD bar is nothing but C XOR D plus B bar. Okay, so this is how you can use or take the help of the given don't care terms to make bigger groups so that you can eliminate maximum number of variables in this equation. I hope this is clear now. Let's take one last example for this. With this, we'll wind up this lecture. So first, whenever a question like this is given, first you have to enter these numbers as ones and these numbers as x. Okay, so I'll enter these numbers 0, 3, 5, 6, 9, 11, and 15. Whereas the don't care terms are 2 and 4. So you can see if it helps you to form a group, then fine. Otherwise, you can just ignore the don't care also. Sometimes what happens, you will be having X in a place where it cannot be used to combine with any one. In such cases, just leave that X as it is. Only if it can be used to combine with one to make a bigger group, you use it. Otherwise, you can ignore it. Okay. So now I'll just start from here. For covering this 9, this group becomes important. This 9 cannot be covered with any other uh, cell because it does not have any adjacent cell, right? Similarly, this 15 can be covered only with 11. There is no other possibility for 15 also. So this becomes one group. I'll write the equation. This is Wx bar Z. And this is another equation which will be Wyz. Okay. Now coming to the next one, you have one here, x here. There is one here and x here. They are corners. I can take the help of x and make it as a quad. I can assume x has 1 and make it a quad. This helps me get a bigger group. Okay. Don't end up thinking that I'll take this and this, make a pair. But when you have an option for quad, please go for that. Don't end up with a small number, smaller group. Okay. So this becomes a quad. And the equation for this will be W bar Z bar. Okay, from these two rows, the fixed value is W bar. From these two columns, the fixed value is Z bar. Now we have two more ones that is left out, and you have to see how you can combine it. You have different for this cell number 5, there is only one option. You can take the help of this X and make it a pair. Instead of assuming it as single, you can take the help of the don't care and make a pair there. Okay, and the equation for this will be W bar X Y bar. Okay, coming to the last one, you have two options now. Either you can group it with this X and make a pair, or you can group with this 1 and make a pair. Anything is fine. You have two answers now. Either this group, or you can go for this group. Okay, if I take this group, then the equation will be X bar YZ. If I take this group, then the equation will be W bar X bar Y. Okay, so in this case, your final answer will be, two answers will be there. Okay, you have choice in these two, right? So your first solution will have, both the solutions will have 1, 2, 3, 4 fixed terms, whereas the fifth term can be either this or this, based upon which group you have taken. So your solution will be W bar XY bar plus W X bar Z plus W YZ plus W bar Z bar plus X bar YZ. If I take this, remaining four terms are fixed. The fifth term was this. Or the another solution for this will be W bar X Y bar plus W X bar Z plus W Y Z plus W bar Z bar plus, I'll take this group. Depending upon when you were solving this problem, depending upon out of these two which option you have taken, you will get either this answer or this answer. Okay, but all of you in the class, when you're solving, you will be getting the first four terms common because that is how you can group them. Only the last term changes based upon the group that you have taken. Okay, this is how you solve SOP equations with the don't care conditions, right? So you can take the help of X, assume it as 1 and group it with the actual ones if it helps you to get a bigger group. If not, then don't worry, ignore that X term. And one more thing is, whenever you're solving any K-map, your aim SOP for K-map, then your aim is to make sure all the ones are covered in the groups. It can be a quad, pair, octet, anything. But you should not eliminate anyone. Even if it is single, also fine. You can just group it as a single cell. But you should not leave it just like that. Okay. But when you have don't cares, if any don't care is left out, please don't cover it and write the equation for that. You don't take this also and write the answer for this and then add it with this. Okay, don't do that. You are supposed to cover only once. If one is done, X, even if it is remaining, you don't have to make a single or a quad or again group it with something and try to write the equation for that also. Please ignore the X which is left out. Only if it is one that is left out, you have to make sure that it is covered. Even if it is a single, then also that equation should be written. But for X, please don't cover it until and unless it is very much required. If it is grouped with one, don't take it as a separate element. Don't take X as a separate element and try to cover those X values. If any X is left out, just forget about it, ignore it. Okay, so this is it for today's lecture. In the next video, we'll start solving POS equations using K-map. Okay, product of sum or max term equations with and without don't care. Thank you.